Hi, welcome to my channel. If you are looking for some inexpensive, fun DIY gifts that people will actually appreciate, I have got some fun ideas for you. I'm Lisa Wood. Last week I shared some Christmas decoration ideas, and this week I promised you some great DIY gifts. So I sourced different ideas, and these are all things that I would actually enjoy receiving myself. And I think that that's key. If you're going to do DIY gifts, give something that you would love. And I think, I like to tell my kids consumable products. Anything that is going to be consumed on a regular basis is something that's worthwhile to consider. Candles, cookies, food items of any sort, body scrubs, things like that. So I have got some ideas for you there and some other fun ideas as well. First off, what I did in order to keep this extremely economical is I actually shopped my house. So I went and found a candle that I had bought. This is just a basic little glass candle. I think I picked it up for 25 cents. And it's been sitting around here. And what I chose to do to glam it up is to add liquid gold. And you've got to shake this really, really good. You can find this at Hobby Lobby. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon. I'll have a link below. And then I masked off with painter's tape to create the pattern on this candle, and it dries pretty quickly. You want to make sure it's shaken real good, because if not, the product separates. And so you want to get this gold look. If you use painter's tape, it'll be really simple to do. And then what I'm doing is I'm pairing it with a box of matches. This is just a big old box of matches that you can find in the picnic aisle of your grocery store. And I covered it with some scrapbook paper. I measured it off to know exactly the dimensions that I needed. I used my paper trimmer, and then I glued it on with a glue stick. And it takes that box of matches and actually makes it look very attractive. Because personally, I love using matches, not only for candles, but I love having them in the bathroom, because you never know if you're going to need them. Your guests might really be grateful. And they're, they're cute. So it's just an inexpensive box. There are a lot of matches that are being sold nowadays, again, which I love, because we actually collected them when I was a kid, and I have this huge collection of matchbooks. But I love seeing matches come back. So here is an easy, inexpensive DIY that you can do. Just a little scrap paper, and then pair it with a cute candle, and it'll make it for a nice gift. The next thing that's super simple, we get a certain type of jelly, and it comes in this red and white metal cap. Well, how perfect for the holidays. And all we did is just filled it with a bunch of kisses. And who's not going to love a chocolate? So if you take some ribbon and you put a cute little gift tag on, you could actually even tie some sprigs of pine to this, and it would really jazz it up. But it would be a wonderful gift to give to teachers, to give to your postal workers. And if you wanted to stash a little cash in there for your postal workers and left that in your mailbox, that would be something greatly loved. Another option to do with old jelly jars, or any type of jar, is to make a sugar scrub. So again, I painted gold leaf on the outside of this. I will definitely wrap it with ribbon and a card, and I will put some sprigs of pine on this. But inside, what I did is I made a sugar scrub. Super simple to do. You mix coconut oil with sugar, and then I added some essential oils. So you can also add vitamin E if you want to jazz it up with more moisture, but it actually is extremely moist. How beautiful to give a gift like this at this time of year, especially with the winter months coming. And if you get colder temps, your skin dries out, and it's a nice little luxury. You could even keep this in your powder bath to allow guests to use it when they come, or just give it as a great gift. Any type of essential oils could go in here, so use your favorites. Try and experiment. It's fun. I found this jar laying around our house, and we weren't going to use it anymore. So again, I added some gold leaf paint to it, and then I filled it with our favorite white chocolate Oreos. This little jar took a whole full box. So again, if you add a nice ribbon to it, a little card, and some sprigs of greenery, People will love this. A great way to make a bow for the jar of cookies, take colored raffia and cut it into strips. These are probably about 8-inch strips, 6-8 inches, and you just take a bunch of them, fold them together, and then take a rubber band around to create a gathering of it, and then you can simply wrap it around the jar. Come back in if you want to with some more ribbon to hide that rubber band. It makes for a fun little tassel that you can add to it. If you ever go to the beach and you collect a bunch of shells like we have over the years and you don't know what to do with them because they start piling up, you can again come in and bring this gold leaf. We took these white shells, I washed them, and then I added the paint on the inside of this. This is going to make for a beautiful little jewelry catch-all. If you coat it with a food-safe product, you could actually use it for salt and pepper. So it makes for a nice hostess gift. Another idea for shells are to come in and add a little bit of ribbon. I drilled holes and then I added craft paper in on top of these. Now, I will tell you the craft paper, if you go with the scrapbook paper, it's a little stiffer. So when you Mod Podge it on, and you basically put a layer on the shell and then you put the paper on it and then put another layer over it to coat it really good. It took a little finessing on some of these that were a little bit more curved and deeper. So patterned tissue paper might be your better bet. They turned out super cute and they go great on the tree. I did them in sets of 4. And then you can also come in and add it as a wine bottle topper. And that would make for a great hostess gift. For inexpensive artwork and to give something to somebody that has some personal meaning, if you know somebody well and you know they have a hobby that they love to do, or they're an adventure seeker, or something that you can really, personalize your gift to, I found online a great little graphic that's read adventure, and then I added at the bottom, adventure awaits those who seek it. Well, my son just got back from a 7-week outward bound trip, and my daughter is all about taking adventures. My other daughter too. We do love to travel when we can. And so I put this together in Canva. If you haven't used Canva before, it's an awesome program where you can create graphics. It's free to use. I'll put a link below. And so I created this in Canva. When I downloaded it, I resized it to fit into a 5x7 picture frame, and I just had this frame laying around and I hadn't filled it yet. If there's any old frames that you have that might be better as a gift to somebody, you can take out the picture and then put a great little graphic in. This would go great on somebody's desk or their bookshelves, and they would love it, especially if you are personalizing it to their tastes. Another very personalized gift, which I think those are absolutely the best, is I had a tree that fell on our property, and we cut it up into these rounds. You can actually buy wood slices on Amazon or at craft stores like Hobby Lobby and Michael's. I actually have some on order coming to me soon because I have to make some more of these. I ended up putting craft paper on the back. This is out of the scrapbooking section, and Mod Podge that on. I gold leaf the edge, and then on the other side, this is actually my mother's handwritten signature that I copied and pasted into Canva again to create an entire 8.5 by 11, and then I put that on these ornaments, and these are going to be gifts this year to my kids and nieces and nephews. Hopefully they're not watching. A couple weeks ago, I did a DIY tablescape with this metal ring that I found at Hobby Lobby, and it was less than $3. And I ended up taking a piece of wood. My husband routed it out for me with the table saw, and it nestled right into it, so it was sitting stationary on the table. This time I wanted to reuse it. I took it up a notch so we could hang it in the window. But you can give, I used to, as a kid, I loved making wreaths for people, and they appreciated them. There was one gentleman who always took care of our cars, and I can't remember his name for the life of me. I made him a wreath and he had it hanging in the gas station for years and years and years. I added faux greens to it and also cut some fresh greens from our garden and added it to the ring itself. You can add eucalyptus, you could add some lavender to make it really scented. You could add some dried fruit, especially if it's been dehydrated with spices, and cinnamon sticks. It makes for a really nice little gift, and I think everybody appreciates something that's handmade. So a wreath might be, if you're crafty and like to get into making wreaths to give to people, this could definitely be changed out seasonal, and maybe you commit to giving them a new fresh look once a quarter, so you make a new one every few months for them, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. This idea stems from my children's artwork that they gave to my husband and I when they were in preschool. And the teachers actually created it, and it was a dowel that they used a canvas or I don't a dish towel or something, and they painted on it, and it was really sweet. Well, this is a dish towel that I found actually at Altered State on clearance. I got it for $4, and I loved it, and I didn't want to use it as a dish towel. So I really considered it more as an art piece, and I hadn't gotten around to making a pillow from it, but I thought, why not hang it? So I just took a piece of wood that we had in our scrap pile, cut it to the width, and added some twine. I stained it and added wax to it to give it a soft feel and touch. And then all I did was just simply fold this towel over the bar. So if we ever want to take that down and replace it super easily, then we can do so, because I might find another dish towel that I like even more. My sister-in-law, I gave her a dish towel too for her birthday, and she liked it so much she wants to hang it up as art. So that kind of added to that idea, but it makes it kind of fun. It's a very simple kind of boho idea that if you know somebody who is into farmhouse or boho look, that might be the perfect idea for it. You could pin it easily right here. You could glue it if you wanted to make it permanent. You could add another dowel if you wanted to have it weighted at the bottom. Makes for a really nice art piece. Simple and fun. I had everything else here. It cost me about $5 max. If you know people that love to entertain like I do, then having a beautiful table and one that has creativity to it is always something that is so appreciated. So why I challenged myself, I wanted to find a way to make something for the utensils to make it really attractive on the tablescape. And I went to the fabric store and I got some webbing. This stuff is super cheap. It's 99 cents a yard, and it's very thick and durable. You could do a lot of fun things with this. I mean, you could turn this into bows. You could turn it into garland for your tree. It's perfect if you like the rustic casual element with the red. So I think I bought a couple yards of this just to test it out to see. And this is a no-sew project. It's super simple. I'll put the dimensions down below. But what I ended up doing was just taking my glue gun, gluing the edges down, and then folding the top over and gluing that. And this is easy to fray. So I pulled the strings out to create this fringe. I think it adds a nice element to it. So when the knife, fork, and spoon are tucked in, then you've got a pretty little pocket to then lay on your plate, and it makes for a nice presentation. I ended up making a set of 10 because we will tend to have larger dinner parties, and I think it's nice to have enough for each place setting. You could make these for, honestly, a few dollars, and if you wanted to also pair that with a really nice linen napkin and give it as a set to a friend or family member, or maybe even as a hostess gift, don't you think they would love that? All right, this is a great idea for teachers, neighbors, your postal worker, your hairdresser, anybody that you want to give just a sweet little treat to someone who means a lot to you. I found these little boxes at Hobby Lobby. They're super cute. They pop together in nothing flat. What I'll do is add a little gift tag to it like this. You could come up with some fun verbiage that, you know, I love you, Smore. So guess what's in here? S'more kit. I just bagged up graham crackers, and then I also bagged up the marshmallows and nestled them in the bottom. And then I took 2 candy bars and I wrapped them with craft paper, again from the scrapbook area, and just folded it over and taped it on the back. What you could do if you wanted to add a really personal touch is when they take this wrapper off, if they undo it, that you could have a handwritten message on the inside of each wrapper. But it gives it for a nice touch. And then when you get everything back in, you might have a little space left over. You could add some fill and close it up. It's ready to go. My last DIY gift for you is something that I think would be so fun to do. I think it would be perfect, not only if you like to just have, if you have great humor with family and friends, but if you happen to go to a white elephant gift party, this would be so perfect. If you do this, you have to tell me how the reaction was. Go and get a really nice box. These aren't very expensive. You want to get the right size. And so then when you take the lid off, inside you're going to find a little Christmas tree with such a fitting time as what we've been going through this year. This is really trash to treasure type of a gift. I found a couple blocks that I just tied together with raffia, and that is going to serve as the base for the tree. I made it all out of toilet paper rolls. So I painted them with a red glitter, and then I stuffed them with toilet paper. When you put it all together, it looks like this. But really the treasure could be what you hide in on the backside. I put a couple examples in here just to show you that when you pull this toilet paper out, you've got some nice little cocktails in there. You could fill this with fun different little liquor bottles. If they're not drinkers, you could fill it with money. You could fill it with little treats of something, and then if you needed to on the back, tape off the back. So I will tell you that some of these bottles that I had, and I didn't have a bunch, but they're a little bit bigger than the toilet paper rolls, so you might want to double check and see. Take a toilet paper roll with you and take it to the liquor store and see what you can find that you can fit perfectly in there. But wouldn't that make for a fun gift? I think that's fun. I would laugh. Now, if you wanted to make it to where it fitted together, I would look for a bigger box. I used 10 toilet paper rolls to accomplish this tree, a hot glue gun, paint. I painted them first, glued them together, and then this is 2 squares of toilet paper that you can just, I alternated on each piece, and then you just pinch them in the middle to create that little tuft that you can tuck in there. It would make for a fun night of laughter, I'm sure, with after everything that we have all experienced for this Christmas. Let me know if you do this. This would be a great craft for your kids, but I would not put liquor in it. Just saying. That's what I have for you guys this week, and up and coming we will do a little bit more Christmas before the big event is here. But thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed already, please do so, and comment below. Tell me which gift idea you like best, and if you're going to make one, I would love to hear how it goes for you. I will put all the links below to the items that I used and sourced, so you can easily find them, and I will also put some of the measurements and recipe for the body scrub, the sugar scrub, if you'd like that too. Let me know which one you love best, but I'm sure it's probably going to be the tree. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. If you did not see last week's video, please take a look at it. And then also be sure to check out some of the other holiday ideas that I had put together for tables, Thanksgiving, Christmas. You can probably interchange some of the ideas. And I do have a great short on how to make bows. So my friend Carol over at My Favorite Nursery let me videotape her so you can see that. In the new year, I am going to be featuring a bunch of great videos on creating a healthy home. So stay tuned for that. Until next week, you guys take care.